Hi, my name is Catherine Roseland with Board Game Geek TV here at Spiel 2013. I'm sitting here with Ortus from Fablesmith Games, and we're here to talk about their newest game, Ortus. Is that right?
Yeah, you're right. Correct.
Great. Please just give me a general overview of how the game works.
Yeah. So the players play two rivaling warlords who finally challenge each other to meet with their band of warriors on the fabled Ortus arena, which you'll see here.
Yeah.
Who they took along were 8 specialized warriors taught in the elements of wind, which are the yellow guys, fire, earth in green, and water in blue.
Nice. These beautiful little figures as well.
They are very, very cool. Yeah, nicely done by Ludofact. They did a terrific job.
Yeah, sure. Here we go. Each of them with a different symbol, circles and triangles, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a good segue. In the apprentice game, I split up the rules into the apprentice game and the master game.
Okay. So simple rules and more advanced rules.
Exactly. Apprentice, you'll be playing in 5 minutes. Very veteran players could dive into the master rules almost immediately, but at least play at least one apprentice rule game, I guess.
Just to learn the basics.
Just to learn the basics. It's a half-hour game, tops 40 minutes, so that would be a good introduction to start with the apprentice game anyway. Some people will stick with the apprentice game, they find it cool enough, but the master game goes much, much deeper. But I'll start with the apprentice game first. The water warrior and the earth warrior are your melee warriors, always. They have the circle on their chest, meaning they are the melee warriors. The red fire warrior and the yellow wind warrior, they have the triangle on their chest, signifying that they are the ranged warriors. Makes it easier for people to tell them apart.
Okay.
So what you try to do in the game, on the arena you see all these special hexagonal tiles. Those are the energy wells you try to capture and occupy, which will generate you more energy. That energy you will use to move, attack, but also defend.
All right.
In your opponent's turn, you use that same energy to defend yourself with.
All right, so you're trying to get energy so that you can both attack and defend.
Yeah, exactly. Everything goes about the energy in this game. That's very, very important. For instance, let's say I will start my turn with this position. Every time at the start of your turn, you count how much energy you can use in that round. You will always have the 14 energy. This is the basic. But for every energy well I count, I move up 1 spot.
Ah, so these gray areas here.
Yeah,
on the
exactly.
board.
So 2
here.
energy wells will give me 22. 3 will give me 25. 4 will give me 28. If ever I have 5 energy wells at the start of my turn, I win the game.
Ah,
that's one way.
right.
That's one way to victory. The second way to victory is to be able to move your guide towards the core. Moving your guide is simply done every time you take one of your opponent's pieces and it's put to the side of the board. It'll move 1 step closer towards the core.
All right, and where does it start?
It'll start at your first kill. You can choose where you want to place it in the haven.
But just underneath one of your players?
Yeah, or if it's vacant, you can just place it here, for instance. Doesn't matter where you place it, it's always 7 additional steps until you reach the core.
Exactly.
Now you might think, well, killing 8 people, those are all the warriors, but they return at the end of your turn, your warriors will return to you.
All right.
And one of them will even return on your guide, which I'll explain later.
Okay.
So that's how you collect the energy. Then it's time to maneuver. All the guys on your board, that's what makes it a very dynamic game. Everybody can be moved on your turn. All the warriors that start the turn in the arena, so anything from this white spot, they also have 1 attack to do on their turn.
Okay. So if you start from here, then no attacks, but if you're, as long as you're on the white area, then
so all these guys can move. They have 1 move. All these guys have, excuse me, 1 move and 1 attack.
Okay. How does the movement work?
So the movement is pretty easy. Let's say I want to occupy this well. I walk 1, 2, 3 steps. One,
And you
two,
use
three.
3 energy.
Same principle goes for a charge. So the blue and the green guys, they have the charge ability because they're the melee warriors.
Yes.
Let's say
Shown by the circle on their chest.
Exactly. Yeah. If I want to attack this guy, I can walk 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots. I pay the 5 energy. For my opponent, doesn't matter where I came from. The attacker, he pays for the distance he has to travel. The defender can defend his people by countering the power of the attack. A charge has a power of 5, meaning that if you want to defend this guy,
then you have to use 5 energy.
Yeah, let's say my opponent had 7 left from his turn. He can choose, okay, I want to keep him on the board, I'll pay 5 energy.
But then if he is attacked a second time, then
yeah, if he's attacked the second
then
time,
he
he'll
doesn't
only
have
have
enough
2 left, and
to
he'll have
defend
to,
himself.
Yeah, he'll have to be removed from the game.
So you have to balance out how much are you going to use on movement and how much are you going to save for your defense.
Exactly. And if he does die, he gets removed from the board, and my guide moves one step
space.
closer to the core. For firing, it's easy. You pay again the distance, but this guy's range, so he'll keep here, and this is 3 energy to spend. Has an attack power of 4, meaning my opponent has to spend 4 energy to keep him on the board, or lose him.
So melee attack is always an attack of 5, and distance attack is always attack of 4.
The powers are set, but the distance you travel, that's variable depending on where you stand.
So
on
if
the
he is
board.
over here, then you're going to have to pay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And it's still 4 to defend against.
And still 4 to defend against.
So yeah, that's
so you have
the
to
trick.
choose whether or not you want to move a little bit so you're closer, or
Yeah, true. In the end, let's say my opponent took these 2 of my pieces, and I've moved up until 8 energy. I want to keep 8 to defend myself. I say I'll stop. One of my guys can go onto the guides, and the rest of the fallen, they go onto the haven. You keep going back and forth in the apprentice game until one of the victory conditions is met. You go here, or you occupy
or you have 5 areas.
5 wells at the start of your turn.
And when your turn begins again, does your energy go back to 14 as a base?
As soon as you start your turn, you go, even if you have 8 energy left. I had 8 energy left from my turn. If my opponent didn't attack me, that 8 energy just evaporates, and I start counting again.
Okay.
That means aggressive play is rewarded. You have to be very through the guide. There's a respawn point, trying to get the energy wells, trying to get the kills in. That's why it moves around. That what makes the game move forward very quickly.
Okay, very interesting.
Yeah.
Anything else to keep in mind?
This is like 10% of the game.
Because there's an advanced version, like you said.
Yeah, the advanced version opens up a whole new world of tactics. Because every character has a specific set of rules to them.
So the air will have one, and water will have another, and so on.
I can quickly explain that. So for instance, just the Wind Warrior, they don't have to pay for movement, but they can move once to the end of one of their lines until they hit the board, for instance. So they can fly across the board and fire from there.
And then water will have a different
Water can
ability.
attack multiple people at the same time. Earth can disappear from view and has the most powerful attack. The red ones, they play in as twins, so you have to both use them and try to find the crosshairs with your opponent.
So both of them can attack at the same time.
Both of them can attack at the same time. If you lose one, you're handicapped until he returns.
I see.
So then it gets much more, attack order becomes more important. Tactics becomes more important, positioning, everything.
So how long will a game typically take to play?
Typically half an hour.
Half an hour, okay.
If you have someone with analysis paralysis, you just use a chess clock, and you say if you take longer than 50 minutes, you'll lose the game.
There you go.
There are a lot of ways to move on. If you're a veteran player, you play against a novice player, there's even a handicap track. The board is double-sided. So on the other side, let's show that quickly. On the other side is a new arena. With different well distributions, so you'll have a different experience.
And the starting positions are also different.
Yeah, this is cracked, so your warriors are split up. all that in one game. So it's
Fantastic.
specifically towards
And it's a
you.
two-player game, right?
It's a two-player game.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. That was Ortus from Fablesmith Games. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.